Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special match review video here as part of the 5-Star Joshi Show. Today, we are talking the IWGP Women's Championship match between Sareee and Alex Windsor from Ring of Honor TV, which was, of course, available on Honor Club on Thursday night. This was the third defense of Sareee's IWGP title reign, following her successful defenses against Konami and Suzu Suzuki. Of course, as we know, the defense was going to lead into an eventual Syuri match, and we'll see when that takes place. But thank you, everyone, for joining me. Always excited to talk a little bit of Sareee action here on the show. Welcome, everyone, to the show. Very excited, as always, to be joined by the many who listen, comment, leave likes, subscribe to the channel. It all means so much to me, and your support does not go unnoticed. Hopefully, you've been enjoying our content over the past number of weeks. Of course, if you missed it, the Joshi Q&A is up. That went up on Tuesday. Yes, it went up on Tuesday. You can check that out. It was awesome to answer all your questions. You can also check out the first edition of Joshi Weekly. The name may say it's weekly. Some weeks we will definitely have it. Most weeks we'll try to have it. We will have another edition on Saturday talking the Stardom Korakuen and so much more. We'll also have a review on Monday of the Marigold Korakuen. So plenty of content coming your way. But now that we got all of that out of the way, we can get to the reason we're here. This is not going to be a long video. After all, we are reviewing one singular match, and that, of course, was the IWGP Women's Championship match between Sareee and Alex Windsor. Of course, a lot of talk came from this match, not even necessarily because of the match itself in the lead up, but more so myself and many others believing that this should have been on AEW television. And I am not changing that opinion. I have said that before. I said that on Joshi Weekly. You can listen to it that. I'm not changing that opinion. At the end of the day, in my opinion, Sareee is the best wrestler in the world today. And the best wrestler in the world can go one-on-one with Alex Windsor on AEW Collision without a doubt and steal the show. But hey, I moved on. We all moved on. I knew this match was going to rock because one, Sareee is going to bring the very best out of herself and her opponent each and every match. That is what she does. That is what she always does. Two, Alex Windsor is prepared for a match like this. We saw it earlier this year in Pro Wrestling Eve against Syuri, right? And that's kind of the story we were telling from this match, is that earlier this year when Sareee wanted to challenge Syuri for the IWGP Women's Championship, Syuri made her wait. She said, "No, you have to wait until I'm ready." And that, of course, was because she had to do the Pro Wrestling Eve defense. Now, as we saw at the last Stardom Korakuen, Sareee said, "I have an overseas defense to make, and then we'll talk." So it ended up being Alex Windsor both times. And Alex Windsor played up to the match as you'd expect. She is not only a talented wrestler, but someone we have seen perform in many big opportunities. When it comes to Sareee, this was a very big opportunity for her. This match and the tag team match were the first opportunities for her to be herself in America. Not Sareee Bomb, not Sarray in WWE, but being Sareee, full force, being who she truly is. And while the tag match was just a hint of that, this was the full execution. This was the full success. And what she delivered was the full Sareee experience. If you attended this show in Lakeland, Florida, last Thursday ahead of Collision, you were in for a treat because these two went out there and absolutely rocked it. When I watch Sareee, I often wondering, where is this match going to go? Are we going to go down her usual style? Is she going to bring in the other wrestler's style? Because I think she's so good at playing to another wrestler's style. And really, I thought this match so perfectly kind of brought in what Alex Windsor does best and made them both look so great in the match. I also want to shout out Ian Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman. They were fantastic from start to finish. And I thought to myself when watching this, I was like, listen, do I think this should have been on AEW television? Absolutely. But man, oh man, am I happy that Ian and Caprice called this. There is so much respect, there is so much attention to detail from those two. And they gave these two so much care from start to finish. Now, I will say this. I know why the music didn't play. It's because AEW doesn't have the license to play Saree's song. But boy, oh boy, I was still bummed that we didn't get to hear the classic that is her theme song. Instead, they played some regular song, but that wasn't going to ruin the vibes. That wasn't going to ruin the match for me in any way. Because at the end of the day, you see the look on Saree's face as she makes her entrance. You see the same woman who has stepped into the ring over the past couple of years with Chihiro Hashimoto, Mayu Iwatani, recently with Suzuki. All those SareeeISM main events with Mako and Syuri and Hash and the super tag last year. You saw that same look. When it's game time, when it's time to step up, that is what the Sun God is going to do. And that's what the Sun God does at her very best. And this was her at her very best. This was an awesome, awesome match. The physicality was off the charts. They won the crowd over. Saree is going to become a super favorite. That's the thing. At the end of the day, when this match is over, it was the perfect appetizer to what Saree can bring to the table on the bigger scale. It was, I'll do this, I will deliver in this match. And the next time I am able to come over, you're going to want to put me on TV. You're going to want to put me in the matches with Athena and Toni Storm that I want. And that's what she did. She made you remember who she was. If you were an AEW or Ring of Honor fan and seeing her for the first time, she made sure you remember her because that's how great she is. And Alex Windsor was a perfect dance partner for this match. Alex Windsor brought it to Saree. She brought the violence. She brought the physicality. She was willing to match. There's this great moment in the match where they just kind of agree, yeah, let's slap the taste out of each other's mouth. Awesome, awesome spot. Some great near falls. We got the Ito stomp from Syuri for a great near fall on Alex Windsor. Alex Windsor also hit the Kevin Owens style fisherman's suplex from the top rope, twisting through the air, crashing down to the floor. That was awesome. That was fantastic. A great near fall on that. These two went for it. I don't know. I don't watch Ring of Honor on a weekly basis. Something tells me this was probably one of, if not the best Ring of Honor TV matches of the year, and one of the best Ring of Honor TV matches since Tony Khan and AEW bought the promotion. Like, you can't tell me otherwise because this was so good. This was such a good match. It was fitting of the reign, quite frankly. Like, it belonged. And that's the importance of this match. We can say whatever about the tag. The tag was nothing. Saree was in there for maybe 2 minutes, but it set the stage for this. It was the step to get to this match, and this match was an absolute delight to check out. If you haven't watched it, go out of your way to watch it. As Saree often does, she hits her signature drop kick. That got a big pop. I also love that when she's hitting her signature claps, the crowd's clapping right back. Her and Windsor won that crowd over. Getting This Is Awesome chance, getting them into it right before Collision starts. If you were in that building, you got an absolute treat. You got a bonus to whatever Collision had later on, because this was very likely the best match you saw all night. That's what Saree does. She shows up to have the best match. She makes everyone else have to step up. Alex Windsor has been really good this year in all the matches I've seen her, and she stepped into big opportunities, and she stepped up once again here. And to match or try at least to match the physicality of someone like Saree is a tall task, but she has the ability to do that. When they're squaring off, when they're facing off, it felt like a major main event. Ian and Caprice just getting more and more excited as the match goes. And then when Saree hits that Uranagi, it is the ultimate see you later, goodbye. Awesome, awesome moment. And I have to say, when Windsor gets the sharpshooter in, there was a great struggle there in the match. You want a great struggle in a title match that you know the result, right? And this being on tape delay didn't help the already knowledge of Saree's not losing this match. But this was a great struggle, seeing Syuri have to claw her way and get out of the Windsor lock, and the crowd getting super invested in it, right? Because they know Windsor, they know what her moves are, and they know how she can win. So I thought that was a great touch in the closing stretch before Syuri said enough is enough, squaring off with the headbutts and doing her usual end and hitting the Uranagi to get the win. Like I said, awesome, awesome match. Go out of your way to see it. Go find it on Honor Club. I don't know how much longer this reign's gonna last. It feels like the Syuri match is it, based on the directions, which would be an absolute bummer, by the way. I think Sareee has so much more to give to this title reign, so much more to give because that's what she does, right? She's just a top of the line, fantastic professional wrestler. But whatever it may be, I'm so happy that we got this match. I'm so happy that she got to go to America and defend this belt in America. Sure, would I have liked more planning and more announcement ahead of time? Yeah, obviously. But hey, maybe somewhere down the road, right? But Windsor should be proud. Sareee should be super proud. This was an awesome match. They shake hands after. They didn't show it on air, but Tony Khan came out and raised Saree's hand, which was really, really cool and really, just a generous moment of like, thank you for coming. Thank you for taking your time to fly all the way over, have this match on our show. Let's have you back type feel. That's what it felt like to me. Absolute respect. Both wrestlers went out there to prove a point, and they absolutely crushed it. So, yeah, go watch this match. Go watch the best wrestler in the world, be the best wrestler in the world, and enjoy every bit of it. And as we know, in just 4 days, Sareee will defend the IWGP Women's Championship once again against Syuri. The third match between them this year, an absolute shocker to so many. It is without a shadow of doubt that we very well may be seeing a title change here. It feels so sudden, it feels so instant, and almost confusing. One, let's just say this. The fact that it's happening at Ryogoku Sumo Hall, King of Pro Wrestling 2025, it's awesome. Now, there is the other side of that. Will they get the time? Will they get the proper time? Will they get the proper time to potentially end their feud, end this title reign? I don't know. Yes, it's very cool to see them on this show. I'm pumped for Sareee. I'm pumped for Syuri. They so deserve this. Syuri has deserved one of these New Japan spots ever since the title was introduced years ago. So that is a win. But I can't react to this any other way other than why so quickly? Why so soon? It's a real stunner, it's a shocker, and we'll see how it goes. But this is it. After the great Alex Windsor match on Ring of Honor TV that I absolutely loved, that I spent all of this time talking about and cheering up, we now know where we're going, and it's here. And if this is the end, of the IWGP Women's Title run of Sareee so quickly, it is a bummer. And I don't think Syuri should be losing again either. It's hard to say they deserve a bigger stage. It doesn't really get bigger than Sumo Hall on a New Japan show. But I can say they deserve the time to tell that story. We went from Sareee versus Hate being the story of the 5-star to that some reason kind of getting pushed to the side, Syuri coming back and right into the picture. It always felt like that, if we were going to do that, was going to be Queendom. And instead, it is this Monday, King of Pro Wrestling, New Japan. We'll see how it goes. But hey, Monday, you're going to get 2 reviews from me. You're going to get the Margot Corkin review, as I promised, and you will get a review of this very match, Sareee versus Syuri, King of Pro Wrestling, Ryogoku Sumo Hall. I promise you that. You will get all the content you need. If I'm doing a match review for this, I will definitely be doing it for that. So I hope these two absolutely hit a home run. And more importantly, I hope they get the time to hit a home run, much like Alex Windsor and Sareee did. If it's that length, these two are going to hit a home run. It's going to be very different from their first 2 matches, but I just had to say this before we get out of here. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Thank you for all the support, the continued support. I'll see you on Saturday for Joshi Weekly. I'll see you on Monday for both the Corkin and Sareee versus Syuri review. Here we go. Here we go. Things have been instantly sped up, instantly moving on to the next phase. So we'll see how all that goes. So long, everyone. And until next time, see you later.